Well, the film Gangs of Lagos was recently released to an international audience on Prime Video and a streaming network belonging to Amazon as well. Now, many already heard about the controversies surrounding the film before they got to see it. In fact, in my opinion, I think that propelled people to want to watch the movie. Well, the Lagos state government and many cultural enthusiasts believe the filmmaker didn't take much into account in terms of cultural sensitivity. But not everyone thinks so, perhaps. Well, I have with me in the studio a blogger, a lifestyle aficionado, don't make me bite my tongue there, lover of Lagos, the person and an advocate of culture as well. He is an Omoluabi and, a son of the soil indeed. We have with us in the studio Eyo Ladipo. All right, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you.
And also joining us virtually, a filmmaker and founder of African Film and Broadcast Academy, Dr. Victor Ohai. Well, I do hope that he's online already. Okay, so we'll wait for him to join us. Now, welcome to the show, Ayobami.
Yeah.
So, have you seen the movie?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I won't be here to talk about something I've not seen.
Good, great. So you've seen the movie, and Lagos State and Sons of Lagos, Indigenes of Lagos are, they feel offended at the portrayal of the Eyo in the movie. What do you think about it? Do you think it was portrayed wrongly, or do you think it was just for the arts?
Okay, let's start this way. Kudos to the producers of Gangs of Lagos. I've seen the movie 3 times actually.
Oh, great.
I had to watch again and again.
That's interesting.
Because if you check, Gang of Lagos is actually a film that you need to watch and see like a documentary. It's quite detailed in a way. So it's not like the regular movies that you see. Good, nice production, the casting, beautiful, the storyline, nice, creativity, action, like that was pretty good. Mm-hmm. So yes, is this something that anyone should, we should give them thumbs up for? Yes. But now when you come to your parts, I'll put it this way. You do okay, so movie making is about fiction. It's about how well you can sell your creativity, how well you can exhibit your creativity, which is very good. Nobody is against that. But while you're trying to show the world your creative prowess, you don't denigrate your culture. I feel that there are 2 major lines that you don't cross when you're telling a story, either through movies or even documentaries, which is religion, then culture. Those are very, very sensitive,
indeed,
things. You don't go beyond the line. I put it this way: do you know that as of today, you have several youths in their early 20s who have never been to the White Garment Church, but because of what they see when they watch Yoruba movies, so they believe that White Garment churches they are dubious. They believe that the White Garment pastors or shepherds, they are deceptive, or they do fetish things because what they are made to believe. They believe that you don't go there to pray. They feel that it's just all sort of razzmatazz. There was a time, I think last year or 2 years ago, that the leadership of one of the White Garment churches, the most pronounced one, had to release a statement to condemn these things being shown in Nollywood, to say you're portraying the White Garment Church in a bad light. I'll move on from there. You cannot be in the north, the northern part of Nigeria, and produce a movie to tell a wrong or twisted narrative about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay, that's taking it a little bit,
So I'm explaining
religion
religion and culture. They are both beliefs of human lives. Because it's either you believe in this cultural part, which some people now, especially the woke generation, now see as being, so it's being fetish,
Now,
it's being diabolic.
in as much as we're towing this line, we also know that we've seen young people use the masquerade, which is also a traditional cultural thing. We've seen them use it to perpetrate crime. We've seen them use the masquerade in Lagos, around,
Do we have any record of such?
You may not have them recorded on tape.
So when I say do we have record of
if you've been
such,
around Lagos,
yeah. So when I say do we have record of such, it might not be recorded on tape. Do we have reports about it at any time?
No, but if you've moved around Lagos. Now, I was born in Lagos.
Okay.
Lived in Lagos all my life. If you move around Lagos, there's certain times you see these people accost you. Now, you don't even know who they are because, they're covered. And they're flogging people on the road. People are in marketplaces. In fact, I witnessed one at Yaba, to be very specific.
Okay.
Now, they were flogging people and at the same time asking people for money. And, the question that came to my mind, when it came up to me, I was like, I don't have anything.
Okay, so
but the question that came to my mind was, is it a cultural day? Now, if it is, why are you asking people for money? Is it the Osha that needs the money, or the person wearing?
Okay, so let me come in there as a proudly Yoruba man. Apart from the Eyo, which is I see Eyo more as a masquerade of there's a luxury masquerade for tourism. You understand? So to start with, you do not denigrate that kind of masquerade. When anybody is coming to Lagos from, even within Nigeria, you're coming from the north, from the east, and you're coming to Lagos, there's always this thing with the Eyo. Even when you're entering from Ibadan, it is the three masquerade, the three Eyo that welcomes you to Lagos, to say welcome to Lagos. Now, the issue with Gang of Lagos right now is you're watching Gang of Lagos via an international streaming platform where the world can see it.
Okay.
And you are projecting an image to the outside person that if you come into Lagos and you see Eyo. Now, is Eyo the regular masquerade that you see on a regular day? No.
Of course not.
It does not come out until there's a
festival.
major festival. Now, there's the other part of Eyo that only comes out when there's a barrier of a...
So there are three parts to it, yeah?
You understand? Yeah. So I would not really want to go that deep into the Eyo. So that's extreme traditional. But talking on the surface, you see that there's the Eyo that you see when a popular person in Lagos passes away. Now, even when you go to other Yoruba states where you see other masquerade, the Egungun, the Igunukos, and all, when they are having processions, you see people follow them. The part of them asking for money, it is a norm. It is not out of place. The one that I feel it is out of place, even Egungun, you see them, they go about with canes. With canes. I think for Eyo, you're not supposed to wear your shoes.
Your shoes.
So if you know it is Eyo D, you cannot be walking around where they're having the celebration and have your shoes on. So if you do that, then you should expect that that something would happen. The way you have several Egungun festival in several other states. Egungun is not even limited to the Yoruba land. You have it in the east.
Okay. Now the thing is, another question is, aside from when there's a festival, there's an Eyo festival that happens in Lagos yearly, but I haven't really heard about it in a while. I think it used to be at the TBS,
yes,
where everybody would come,
where you come
and
to
watch. But I haven't heard about it. There was a year it was really big. It was really big. If I remember vividly, I think it was Babatunde Fashola who was in government then. Now, how well are the young stars properly educated on these traditions and cultures, aside from what they see in the movies?
Okay, so I push a part of this to the traditional rulers in Lagos, the custodians of culture in Lagos, and particularly when it comes to Eyo, and to the respected Chief Chief Akinshiku. That's the Olori of Eyo
Okay.
in Lagos. So I put it this way, that there's a need to educate the young ones.
Of course, yes.
Now, there's a need to let them understand culture, actually. Because whatever culture that you are trying to uphold, that you do not teach the younger ones, it will be eroded. I hope I'm allowed to speak Yoruba. I would interpret
Go
it.
ahead. Of course, yes.
Yorubas will say that Oshatabansin Taba fi tom lomo lowo. O man gbagbe ni.
True.
Whatever
True
culture,
that.
whatever cultural
Deity.
deity that you worship, and you do not teach your kids about
hand
it, you
over.
don't hand over to them, they just forget it, get buried. So the youths in Lagos, the youths in Nigeria needs to understand what Eyo is, rather than following a wrong narrative. You know, you see, the funniest part of this is the woke generation, after seeing Gang of Lagos, now believe that so when you see Eyo, be prepared that you can see a gun. That's a wrong one. That's what the Western person would think of. That if you see Eyo, when you see these guys, they might have guns underneath. No! So if you talk about, street fights, you now bring Eyo into it. No. It's not like somebody can just decide to clothe himself and form the Eyo thing on a regular day. But it does not mean that while the Eyo festival is on, you don't have bad people with bad intention who probably use that outfit to perpetrate crime. But it's just for the custodians to handle it the best way. And I think it's time for the custodians of culture in Lagos to tell the real narrative of the Eyo, either via a documentary or another very beautiful movie, to counter this wrong narrative. It's time for Lagos State to push more into educating the youth in particular, because the older ones, they understand, but educating the youth, letting them understand culture, and for the youth to understand that we should uphold our culture. The things that you see in the Western world, in the so-called senior climes, they uphold them till today. Nobody will twist an Halloween festival story. Nobody.
Well, they've done that. They've done that in movies where they kill people using the mask and all of that.
But for Halloween, and which is not even culture, it's just it's to them, it's just like a gig. But they sell it to you now. The same Halloween, you now have it in Nigeria.
Of course.
Are we Western? Are we Westerners? No. But they have Halloween.
Just like to mimic things.
Yes, we mimic things. But we now do it here. And you don't want these people to take Eyo out of here. You understand? We have Western people who come to worship Shango, Ogun, and the rest. And because they believe that they can come and they do these things, it's peaceful, and they enjoy it.
So basically, the custodians need to start now if they haven't
exactly, because you need to change,
educate people.
Educate people. You need to change that narrative. You need to let people understand that Eyo is a festival of peace, is a masquerade of peace, of love. Because the Eyo, the most significant thing about the Eyo, when the Eyo comes out, the Eyo is praying for you.
Okay.
In Lagos, the Eyo comes out to pray and begin to chant. Everything the Eyo chant is actually positive. Even for people who don't know, when you listen to songs like King Wazir and Demasha,
there's a song playing in my head right now. Eyo, 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 it was just playing in my head.
You hear Wazir, so you begin to hear every, so it's chanting prayerful lines. The Eyo doesn't curse.
Okay.
It's meant to come out and bless you. That's why. So I want to believe that's why you see the three on the Abega that welcomes you into Lagos, a land of prosperity.
Okay, let's delve a bit away from Eyo now. You are a blogger, so I'll take it that you are abreast with a lot of information, and as a Lagos indigene as well. Omoluabi.
No, no, not a Lagos indigenous, actually.
Okay,
But as a Yoruba
you're grounded,
man, yes,
grounded in
yeah.
Lagos. Now, talking about cultures and festivals and deities, we saw recently the introduction or the calling for Oro
Okay.
during the
Election.
preceding the elections.
Okay.
And we know what the Oro is. We know women must not see
See
it.
Oro, yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think about that at that time of the year?
Okay. So because I'm a Yoruba man, which you're also a Yoruba man, I want to believe that Oro
You're
just
assuming I'm Yoruba man.
okay. So let me
Go
just
ahead,
assume.
go ahead.
Let me still live with that assumption actually.
Okay.
So Oro is actually not a seasonal date. Oro is not the Oro doesn't have the only special day.
Okay.
That's
It
only
could be.
meant. It could be at any time when there's a reason for Oro to come out. So when I was growing up, it used to be when somebody passes away, when maybe one strong person, one traditional ruler passes away in the land, and Oro might have to be out for 7 days. So they tell you that from maybe 7 o'clock to 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Nobody's going out, so there's going to be Oro.
Or when when they want to cleanse the land
They
or
want to
something.
cleanse the land. There are times that Oro would come out in broad daylight, afternoon. Yes. I was born in Ogun State. I grew up in Ogun State. I had seen, you don't even see much of Oro in Lagos. Lagos is supposedly the cosmopolitan state compared to if you grew up in Ogun or Osun, Ondo, Ekiti, places where culture is really
It's
really
really
grounded.
upheld.
You understand? So Oro will come out. Now the Lagos own, at a point. So I put it this way: when you claim when people come together to say we want to overthrow you in the land, they want to take over your land, and they tell you that your land is a no man's land, it does not belong to anybody. I think the easiest way to just without exchanging words or banters, it's just okay, the owners of the land have decided to pray. The Oro came out. We saw it on video. They were praying. Did they hit anybody? No, they were praying. They gathered together and they were making blessings upon Lagos State. The videos are out there. It's the same way like you go to church. If they have gathered pastors, the big pastors in Lagos, to come to TBS 2 days before election, would anybody go against it?
Well, of course not.
Not.
Of course not. Well, I've been informed that we've been joined by Dr. Victor Okai, who's a filmmaker and founder of the African Film and Broadcast Academy. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Good morning, Larry.
I can't hear
Good
you
morning.
clearly. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Very well. And how are you today? Now, talking about, we're looking at the controversy that is brewing over the portrayal of the Eyo in the movie Gangs of Lagos. Now, you have seen that movie, I want to believe. Now, do you think they did wrong in the portrayal, and what could they have done differently?
It's a very sensitive issue, but you see, because it is important that people understand we're just storytellers. Yeah, the stories we tell can have impact and all that. But if you notice, the same industry has portrayed reverend sisters, reverend fathers. They've told stories with them, and what we do when we go to movies basically is, as filmmakers or even as audiences, we have a what we call a willing suspension of disbelief. When you watch a Harry Potter, you see human beings flying. I mean, no human being flies in real life, but we enjoy it and we accept it. When you watch Spider-Man, human beings don't fly. We know that, but we willingly accept it. Um, First of all, let me start by commending the Lagos State government. They have done a lot for the film industry, and they continue to do the same. The thing is, every industry anywhere in the world, what would you do? I mean, countries, what they do when they understand the importance of an industry like this, is put their money where their mouth is. And I want to say Lagos State government has been doing that. They've been financing movies. The people who did this, I listened to the end part of your guest when he was talking there. The issue of who owns Lagos and all that, I think we should stop. Those things we begin to fire unnecessary embers of this. They're not necessary. The people who made these films are Yoruba people. They're not people who are coming to take over Lagos. They're not Nigerians.
No,
I mean, sorry, they're not.
he didn't say anything about taking over.
country.
No, I think you didn't hear him clearly. He didn't say anything
Let
about
me,
that. But go on.
no, I heard that. I had the issue of taking over Lagos, and all that.
No,
Maybe I
no,
didn't hear
he
properly.
didn't make that
Okay,
statement.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
My apologies, sir.
All right. Then.
My apologies.
The Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board,
Yeah.
they have said they will not ban the movie.
Okay. I feel that there's.
Or do you think they should ban the movie?
No, not exactly. Is there a need for the movie to be banned? That's left to the state government and Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board, NMFCB or something. Yeah. I just feel that the producers of the movie, Jade, Oshibero, Banki W, and the rest of them, Tunde Demure, should probably issue a statement to apologize to the state government, then explaining that there was no intention to bring down the Eyo masquerade. There was no intention to denigrate it. There was no intention to rubbish something that Lagos holds in high esteem. It was just they were being creative and.
So they should apologize.
Yes. So because no, there's a need for apology.
And the apology should be done internationally as well.
Yes.
That's
just so that, see, these things are for record keeping. To say, because in 20 years, somebody will go and bring these things out from the archive to say that apparently there was a time that a movie was done in Lagos that showed that Eyo could do this and this. But when you see a counter release that shows an apology, to say they actually apologized for this, so it tells you that it was a wrong narrative. It was just maybe not wrong to filmmakers. It was just to you understand. It was just it was all about creativity. So they should do that, and because the producers of these movies themselves, they are practically Yoruba people. So would they understand? They understand the culture. They understand these things. They should do what is right and what is expected.
all right. And we do hope that they will put out, a disclaimer saying it wasn't what they did was not what was intended.
Exactly. Let them celebrate the Eyo.
Now let's look at movie making in Nigeria and how we have sold ourselves. I mean, we see movies done in other climes. In some places, they let you know that love is the in thing. They hold strongly to love. In some other places, they hold strongly to the fact that you're an American. That no matter what happens, I am an American. You cannot harm me. Because, they have sold that. But here we see cases where a lot of times we are showing ritual killing. We are showing gangs, armed robbery, and now we have seen these things playing out. They have left the screens now. We have seen young people doing rituals and voodoo and those other things. Do you think the movie industry in Nigeria has negatively over time affected the mindset of Nigerians?
I would say yes. I'll say yes, and I'll say yes at this point. Now we're talking about Gang of Lagos. Let's do a comparison. Everybody knows that there's this gun running issue in America. You don't see it in their movies.
No. I will disagree.
See, when I say you don't see it in their
disagree.
movies, you hardly see an American movie where you see teenagers carry guns.
No, they have a lot of those.
Maybe I don't see so much of them.
Well, maybe you don't.
You understand? But the way they portray America for you makes it look like, that's the best place on earth. As a matter of fact, you are meant to believe that America is as clean as anything.
That they do.
It's all about glamour. You see that part where you see an American say, "I'm an American." They make you feel that when you see an American anywhere in the world, you cannot touch them. So it has given this so much respect to them that even when they come to Africa,
They
the
feel they
average
are superior.
not even they, the average African sees an American like
As they
a
too.
jewel. Now, and you're portraying yourself to them like you guys are we're just
So we've basically sold
uncoordinated
ourselves
kind of,
cheap.
yes. Yeah, then you see the part of the ritual killings and the rest of it. Even when I remember growing up, when you see a Nigerian movie and you see people do some funny things, you also want to, the moment you're done watching the movie, you now
start
feel
to
like
display.
one spirit has
You start
entered you. You want to exhibit, you want to display, you want to exhibit it. You are forming the
Yeah.
Spike the killer. These are things that kids grow with.
And that's how
Is-
movie influences
things.
children.
You know, when I talked about the part of churches the other time, the white garment churches, that narrative had stayed for too long. Thanks to Yoruba movies.
All right. I hear that Dr. Victor is back with us. Do we still have Dr. Victor Ohai with us? All right, and I think we don't. Oh well. So going
Yeah.
forward now. Okay, great, Doctor. Now
Yes.
you're also the president, Directors Guild of Nigeria.
Yes.
Looking at this movie from your perspective as a veteran, a professional, do you think somewhere in the movie, what would they have done differently to let the people know that, look, this was just a story we are telling. This is not how Eyo is this is not how Eyo is done. This is just the story we are telling, and this is not the actual Eyo. Talking about the directing of the movie now, taking
Well,
it from that perspective.
did that. That's the claim I right at the beginning of the movie, saying that everything in that movie, they took care of that. That it is fictional.
Okay.
You know, so I think what they needed to do, they did. That disclaimer was there right from the beginning of the movie. You know, so what it meant was just enjoy, have fun. What you're watching is fictional. It is not true. That disclaimer was there right from the beginning. Which is why I say when we go to watch movies or enjoy movies, we are willingly suspending disbelief. We know that this is not true. We know that this does not happen, but we are ready to enjoy it. People are flying in the sky. Of course, nobody flies. One man killed 1,000 people, an American soldier kills 1,000 enemies. Of course, we know it's not possible in real life, but we're willingly, suspending our disbelief. A car blows up. I mean, we are the only ones who kill a man and he walks on the street the next day. We have coffee with him the next morning. We willingly suspend our disbelief. I think that we should just let the industry grow. I agree that this touch on a very sensitive topic, but what I think we should do is draw the industry even closer rather than condemn it, and then say, how can we work together? Okay, we have these festivals, we have this. How can we portray our culture in a better light? Don't forget that these are businessmen and women, and nobody is feeding them, nobody is giving them any money. We don't expect them to go and do. Of course, you can't go and do pornography in the name of saying you want to make money. You cannot go and portray, say your country is the worst in the world because you want to make money. Of course, I don't agree with that. And we, as a guild and as an industry, would never support that. But there are certain things that, I'm not talking about here now, but generally, we know that they are not necessarily true, but we enjoy them. It may be argued that some of these things help build perception. But that is also the reason why we should invest more in this industry, in the kind of movies that we want, support filmmakers who make the kind of films that we want to make, so that more films will, dominate and suppress the few that we think are not what exactly we want to see.
All right then.
And by the way, that's I just saw my name on my name.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Victor Ohai. I was going to ask now, how is that a regulatory body that regulates the artistic liberty of an artist? How you can, what's the limits that you shouldn't cross? Is that a regulatory body?
Okay. Let me say this. Of course, we have the National Film and Video Censors Board under the wonderful direction of its executive director, Alaji Adida. He's been doing an excellent job, and we've been working very closely with him as an industry. What we need to understand here is that um, this movie is not a movie targeted necessarily at the Nigerian market. It's online. You pay and willingly accept.
Okay.
You pay to view it. Okay? Yes, it's a subscription based channel.
All right.
Okay, so it's not open to everybody. You decide this is like we talk about Big Brother. You decide I want to watch this. You pay your money and you watch it. It's not free. It's not available to just anybody. It is not based in Nigeria, so he cannot regulate it. It's out there. If you subscribe, you pay for it. If you don't want the content, you don't pay for it. So yes, there's a body to answer a question directly, and it does a wonderful job for movies that are in the Nigerian territory that are viewed here. But if, for instance, I stay in America or I do a movie for the global audience, the fact that I'm a Nigerian does not make me a criminal. You cannot now come and take me to put me in jail because I told a story. And I'm not talking about Eyo. I'm just talking generally. Okay. I do a story now and I put it out there for the world to see. And say, you cannot come and begin to say, okay, I mean, this was not meant for a strictly Nigerian market. No, it's a global thing for a paid channel only for those who subscribe to what. So you can call it private viewing. That's what this channel.
All right, then I must thank you. We don't have any more time for this segment. We'll be moving on to the next segment, but I must say thank you very much, Dr. Victor Okai, who is a filmmaker, founder of the African Film and Broadcast Academy, and also President Directors Guild of Nigeria. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
International Academy, not African Film and Broadcast.
International Film Academy.
International Film and Broadcast Academy.
Oh, wonderful. International Film and Broadcast Academy. Thank you for that correction. And also, blogger, lifestyle enthusiast. You look great. I like the beards.
Thank you.
I like the beard. I've been speaking with. He's also an advocate of culture. That's talking about Ayobami Ladipo. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right then. So, going on to another part of the show up next this morning, with less than 40 days to go, the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Wednesday approved a number of contracts running into billions of naira. In fact, we're looking at 1.5 billion naira or thereabouts for road construction. Well, that conversation comes up in a bit. Stay with us.